Aero versus endurance versus lightweight. What should you do? On Google Images here, seen a lot of videos popping up. Should you get an endurance bike? Should you get an aero bike? First of all, if you want the best ever cycling book ever written, there's a link in the description. My cycling ebook is the best ever written. I tell you exactly what bike to get and why. If your goal is weight loss, your goal is increased fitness, get a copy of my cycling ebook. It's all the current latest bike buyer's guide, all the tips, how to use a power meter, and it's written in really, really simple terms. Let's get stuck into the video. So Aero road bike, 100% fucking a gimmick. I mean, it's a gimmick, man. The brakes are shit normally, the ride is stiff and harsh, and it's got some wanky seat post. What bike have we got here? What bike is this? This is a CAD design. Let's get a real bike. Scott foil. These aren't too bad actually, because the brakes actually do work. They're Durace brakes, so they're not too bad. The Scott foil, I wouldn't really call it an aero bike. It's pretty functional. What have we got here? The felt has front brake okay, but there's brakes under here, they're shit. And these seat posts, if you've got a problem with them, you know, your sort of proprietary seat posts, pain in the ass. Heavy. The Boardman. These Forks brakes are just fucking pain in the ass. If you fuck them up, they're just terrible. Again, that sort of wanky seat post an issue. BMC, my personal distaste favourite, they make their bikes. Oh, you got a problem with that seat post? It's just pain in the fucking ass. They're heavy and they're sloppy and they're hard to ride. The Cervelos aren't too bad. I've had a couple. I just keep breaking Cervelos, so I don't really run them anymore. But not too bad, but overpriced for what they are. Let's have a look at the Ridley. These brakes, shocking. They're like as bad as the Giant Propel brakes. Shocking. Even the pros, Lotto, I've ridden with them. They're just like, these brakes are shit. They're fucking shocking. Let's have a look at the Giant Propel. Here we go. Giant Propel brakes. Terrible. Good quality carbon, but just easy to get spare parts for Giant bike. But these brakes are just shocking. And the tyre clearance is shit. So aero bikes, in my opinion, don't waste your money, don't waste your time. If you already got one, that's okay. Keep riding. But I'm going to let you know what I prefer. Let's go second with lightweight road bikes. These are pretty good. I've got myself a lightweight road bikes. I've got the lightweight Millenstein Gen 4s. But the problem with these frames is they are quite light. They're about 800 grams or less. So if you do drop them, expect them to crack. If you crash them, expect them to snap. If you put them in a clamp or something like that, expect them to pop. If you do your drink bottle cages up too tight, expect the rivets to pull out the frame. They're very brittle, very fragile. Quite flexy. Can be quite flexy. The best lightweight carbon bike is the Giant TCR. There's no comparison. Giant TCR is the most comfortable, it's the stiffest, it's the lightest of the lights. But it's the most practical as well. BH aren't too bad, but the Giant TCR, you know what I feel about that. Anyway, let's go for one of my personal favourites is the endurance road bikes. Now, why do I like these bikes? You can do everything on this. Let's just clear something up with the aero category. They don't make you faster, man. If your hemoglobin's 200 and you're pushing out fucking 7 watts per kilo for 30 minutes on the flat, it doesn't matter what bike you're riding. As long as the tyres are pumped up, you're going to flog every motherfucker who's behind you. You're going to drop them on the flat. So let's just understand that Aero is a fucking gimmick. Oh, race crits. Yeah, but when you're in the crit, man, you're in the draft. You're in the bunch. You're in a fucking Aero bike. Look at the fastest stages ever. You know, Mario Cipollini on just a fucking CAD 4 or CAD 3. It's all about your hemoglobin values and positioning yourself in the bunch and being carbed up. Anyway, endurance road bikes. This is one of my favourites. Is the Giant Defy. Giant Defy. I've actually got 2 of these bikes. This identical bike, the ISP seat post, a little bit of a pain in the ass, not too bad, but the disc brakes are really good. The Shimano, etc. But my gripe with the endurance road bikes is generally the gearing is shitty. Not shitty in quality, but shitty in ratios. This is a 50-34, and it comes stock with a 28 in the back. On my Defy, I've got a 32 on one and a 40 on the other, and I put mountain bike cranks on it. So there you go. And my gripe with these, super light frame. This is lighter than the TCR. So the Giant Defy really is a fucking insane bike. You could race Tour de France on this, no worries. It can fit 28mm tyres. It doesn't have fender options. It would be cool if Giant had like a little fender setup. You know, we're almost getting there. Well, the perfect bike is probably a Giant Defy with like clearance for 32mm tyres and fenders, you know, and mountain bike gearing and compatibility issues. That's the dream. The Giant Defy alloy. has been replaced this year with a Contend. I'm going to go to Australia soon for some reviews on giant bikes, so I'll do a review on the Contend. This is a giant Defy, and it does have the rack option. It's an alloy frame, good quality. So this is what I recommend. And they've got the Specialized Diverge, another Dune Rider favourite. It's also my buyer's guide. The Specialized Diverge, great bike. It has rack options. It has fender options. It's a more upright geometry, so you can still slam the stem and race crits on it. You still race crits on it, which I don't recommend because it's so fucking dangerous racing bikes. But the Diverge is a good bike. Quality as well, lifetime frame warranty. What else we've got? Endurance bikes. We've got the Cervelo. Again, not a bad bike. Decent tyre clearance, but quite overpriced for what they are. Quite overpriced. What else we got in the endurance range? The Trek Domano is pretty good. The SLR. That's Freely's bike. That's exactly what Freely Bananas girl's got. She's got a 40 cassette in the back. So my gripe the endurance bikes is the companies don't spec them with proper adventure gearing. You should be able to go up any hill you want, and not be grinding. This is Trek Domano, also made by Giant. They're in Taiwan. Nice bike as well. And the SLR is another favourite of mine because it can have big tyres on there, 32mm tyres or 28s with fenders. So my pick of the bunch is the endurance road bikes because you can do everything on them. You can race crits on them. You can do everything on them. You can put bigger tyres on there. You can, they're just more upright geometry, but you can also slam it. So they're a do-it-all bike. You can do everything on them, and they're lightweight. I mean, these Giant Defiers are fucking super light, man. They're super light. So my Giant Defy, I've got 3 of them, and I've got 2 discs, got 1 electronic Di2 calipers, and it's lighter than the Cervelo R5CA, and it's an endurance bike. So the endurance bikes can be as light or lighter than the lightweight climbers. You got any questions down below? Let us know. Get a copy of my cycling ebook. Seriously, I'll plug it. It's got the best tips. Disc brakes as well. I do recommend discs. Discs aren't essential, but if you're a female rider, got small hands, the hydraulic discs are exceptional, and I would highly recommend them. Highly recommend them.
Yeah, Trim 1, representing LC, going with my boy Delta. Mach B on the track, Prowler, Motions. Do this shit. Your end is near, my pen's feed across the land, and on the script uncut bricks of contraband. My understand's intact, yours is tattered. I rap like I'm trapped, scratching it.